when you...
Hello, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, or Senstaku, as you might know me on Twitter, the executive producer here, and I just want to thank you for watching. It really means a lot to us that people watch, listen to, and enjoy our shows. If you want to help us keep making these shows as fun and lively as they can be, please join your fellow fans in supporting us at our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms or by subscribing to our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/finalshowfilms. It really means a lot to us that the amount of you who do support us continue to do so, especially our $25 plus tier supporters on Patreon. Antitonic, Cat Waterflame, Samantha Bates, Maureen Monty, and Gravine Alexander. Every little bit helps, so thank you to all of our patrons and subs. Check us out on Twitter at Final Show Films and on our website at www.finalshowfilms.com for updates, go-live notifications, and more. We love interacting with you, so feel free to tweet at us or email us at finalshowfilms@gmail.com. That being said, please relax and enjoy. We're live.
Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to Shadows of the Neon, our Werewolf the Apocalypse chronicle that we're running here on Final Show Films. My name is Jack. I am your storyteller for this whole thing, and joining me tonight is William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Ingvar Ulfsdotter, the Hamid Fenris Arun.
And Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Dakota. She is a Lupus Galliardo Catena.
And Craig.
Hi, I'm Craig. I'm playing Sal Muraro, Glasswalker Ragabash Hamid.
And Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I'm playing Anya Ambrose, Metascular Galliard Silverfang.
And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara, and I'm playing Alexander Core, Metasphodax Black Fury.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jerry Aiden Taylor, Hamid Philodox, Child of Gaia.
And John.
I'm John. I'm playing Hekau, the Hamid Silent Strider Theurge, currently in the process of making weapons.
And last time we were in Vegas, the city was somewhat coming apart at the seams, at least as far as the Wings of the Mojave pack is concerned. With mounting pressure to complete the web cutter fetish, much of the past few days has been spent at the Ironborn workshop, laboring over the weapon that may manage to turn the tide in the Sep's favor. With an attempted mugging gone awry, however, it is possible that the projected timetable has drastically accelerated. The conditions of the prophecy surrounding Alex's birth have been fulfilled, and even the environment on this side of the gauntlet has apparently responded to these events. So we will be picking up tonight with Alex and Dakota having been extracted from the scene and returned to the halfway house, where shit is weird. So,
Yep.
I would like to point out that the episode that we failed the prophecy was one for which I was not present.
It's okay.
I mean,
it's still your
I
fault.
can add something that I would have done in the car on the way back.
yeah, definitely.
I would have texted the injury all clear to the Guardians that I had notified of possible injury.
Okay, sounds good. Those Guardians are currently busy with some other incidents as well, so that's excellent to have one more thing off of their plate.
Yeah.
But with a goose driving, you guys pull up in the vehicle to the halfway house, and the kinfolk gentleman the vehicle and lets everybody out who needs to be.
Jack, is somebody torrenting porn on your internet?
Is everyone else getting judders from...
No, I just have a new internet server who is really fucking slow.
Okay. Yes, viewers, that is not your internet going wonky. That is specifically Jack's.
Oh, okay.
I was getting wobbles from John, so...
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
exciting.
I was only getting wobbles from Jack.
Yeah, so was I.
Same.
Who knows?
Okay, well,
So
we
what
will
you're
do
saying
our
is
best.
What you're saying is I shouldn't try to pretend like I do just to throw everybody off.
Yes.
All right. So what's everybody doing?
Well, jumping out of the trunk. What's the situation? Is how busy is it? I think I'm still in Lupus because I would not have tried to shift into Krynos in the back of in the trunk of a car. That seems like a bad idea.
Yeah, it does
Wait,
seem like a bad
were we
idea.
in the trunk?
Yeah.
Or like,
Jump in
okay,
the trunk.
right. I forgot that.
Yeah,
The easiest way to let you in without
it
opening
was.
a door that
It's
people
fair.
can see through. Sorry. Stay here. We should stay here
In-
together.
In the car?
No,
Oh,
come on.
are we out? Okay.
Aiden should be helping take care of the details. Over the mental link, we are all back at the house. The three of us are back at the halfway house.
I shift to Krynos and then I try and shift to Hamid.
I'm
Okay.
gonna do the same.
You get back. Great. I'm scrubbing brain off of asphalt. How are you doing?
Would you like me to go deal with Juniper?
Yes, please do. I think I might be here a bit. And also, I smell like brain.
Hey, boss, you want an extra hand at the cleanup site, or you want me to head back
I think
or
we're
stay
good.
here?
Stay there. I think we're good. The fewer people we have at the scene of the crime, so to speak, the better.
You sure? Wouldn't be my first brain scrubbing.
I'm good. Oddly, not my first.
In person, if I can, to the two who are with me.
Yeah.
I'm going to go talk to Juniper. Would you two like to come? Would you like to stay elsewhere?
I feel like we should probably come.
It would be helpful, but I will not force you.
Yeah.
Having retrieved that, I'm just heading to wherever she would be in this situation.
It's not too hard to pick her up coming across the parking lot there. She's got a fairly open door policy on her apartment. So yeah, you guys head over there, and having been alerted originally, she's happy to see everybody in one piece. What happened?
It seems like we may need to talk.
Okay.
Aiden is
usher you into
still-
the kitchen and grab chairs for everybody.
Aiden is helping deal with the cleanup. So for the moment, I am acting as the PAC's representative.
We all live here. It's fine. Go ahead.
Not trying to step on the other Galliard's toes, Anya. We'll wait a moment.
So we were just we were going like out and to a hiking trail, and someone like jumped out and put a gun to us.
I assume that's who is being staged as the accident.
Yeah, him and his friend.
2 casualties.
Yes.
Okay. Witnesses?
Nope.
There was no one around.
Okay.
They tried to mug you. They would hopefully do it when no one was around.
Well, all things considered, a disruption, sure, but those sort of things tend to be a little blip on the radar. So what are you here to actually tell me about?
There's the whole prophecy thing. There's a storm coming in. You
Heard that.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. Did Alex tell us the details or just Aiden?
The details of the prophecy. I don't know what you're.
Yeah, the like when your blood falls on the ground, that's when the bad shit happens.
Yeah, you all were there when at the
I
when
think
my
everybody
mentors
was
explained it. Yeah.
It was explained to Aiden first and then to everybody,
Okay.
I believe.
While we are, of course, dealing with prophecy, and that is not my area of expertise, Alex was injured in the conflict, and the weather did suddenly change.
All right. Well,
how's she doing that?
Have some calls to make. Go ahead and make a wits and empathy, difficulty 6.
Yeah.
Are we all doing that?
If you want to try and read Juniper on this one, yes, that's what you would
Yep.
be doing.
All right.
A success.
What's the difficulty?
6. This will be contested, so
2 successes.
1, 2, 3.
all right. So Alex, Dakota, you guys are watching, and she seems fairly calm about this. Just, all right, well, I'll do what I do. Anya, you can tell that she is aware of the stakes here and is definitely having kind of a, well, shit, we are super fucked sideways to Sunday here. This is going to go great. She is not looking forward to both what is likely to occur and these phone calls that she's going to have to make.
Do I have any sense of what might be helpful for me to say or do at this point?
With 3 successes, you're aware, you've spent enough time around Juniper that she is a fairly task-focused sort of individual for the most part. She cares about the people underneath her, and honestly, letting her just get on with what she has to do is probably going to be what she would, at least in the short term, prefer. Checking back in later, maybe after an hour or so, might be valuable, but right now she's got shit to do, kind of thing.
All right. If there are no follow-up questions, we intend to regroup at my office for the moment, and of course are available for any questions or other things you need.
If things start hitting the fan, everybody's going to need to be on alert. So just try and get everybody back to the cairn and staged as soon as possible would be my
I will do my
advice.
best, though I am aware Hakao is in the middle of a forging ritual and may not be able to be interrupted.
As soon as possible. And
course.
tell anybody who's transiting, careful. If things are breaking loose, it's not just going to be on the other side of the gauntlet, probably.
All right. Have a nice day. And trying to herd people out.
All right.
Yeah.
Aiden,
And
you've got maybe 10, 20 minutes more work where you're at.
Okay.
But after that, it'll pretty much be as done as can be, more or less.
there will be a message over the mental link. It has been requested that we all will assemble at the halfway house as soon as possible. Well, Alex, Dakota, and I will be heading to my office for the moment. And, let us know if there is anything that is needed.
Wait.
And be careful in transit. Apparently, whatever this is may cause things to break loose on our side of the gauntlet.
Awesome.
I'm sorry.
No. Nobody I know y'all can hear. Nobody apologize for anything on this.
Jack.
That's a copy, boss.
I know you're not going to apologize. I'm talking.
I mean, I was preparing an apology, but
No.
I'm sorry I got mugged. It doesn't
Yeah,
seem like
like-
it's necessary.
two things I'm gonna say real quick about this. First of all, this was a goddamn, to my understanding, random mugging. We live in the world. That's gonna happen at some point. So nobody's dead yet. That matters.
Fucking shit!
What's that? What was
Please
that?
hold as I look over.
Well,
And one of the werewolves
Ah.
is just stomping the shit out of something over by where the car is on fire.
okay.
Was something still alive?
Motherfucking little goddamn, I don't know what, crawled out of that guy's eye socket, burning to shit, covered in blood. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, we should work quickly. And sorry, back. Nobody important died yet. So
Need to add the yet.
Do you need reinforcements?
no, I'm good. I'm gonna be the. As soon as we're done, and we should be done soon. I feel like we should leave this vicinity very soon. But don't worry,
Yeah.
well, we're gonna be getting our ass out of here.
God
The other
damn,
part of
wiry
it
little
is,
bug thing. Fucking
look, I don't like the fact. I don't like the idea of prophecy and destiny and all that nonsense. But it's true. It's there. I firmly believe that prophecy can be avoided, but also it's fucking prophecy.
It wants to happen. It'll
Nothing was going
screw
to.
you just to make it happen.
Yeah, like no, this was probably going to happen, and we did everything we could to stop it. Nobody did anything wrong, so don't feel
Alex
bad.
is stress surfing her phone, looking for like news articles.
Dakota's hugging
Panicking
Alex.
slightly.
And Alex
Anya's
and
grabbing
Dakota would,
snacks.
Alex and Dakota would both get texts at this point individually from Sal, just
Okay.
saying "You okay?" Question mark.
What's the? Am I getting anything? Is anything coming up?
on
Looking for-
news.
Yeah, like anything weird happening right now.
You don't. Nothing's coming across that looks weird.
Okay,
I mean,
right.
it's been all of 30 minutes. You know,
I
Right.
so-
know, but
Weird storm front rolling in.
yeah.
News cycles are fast. They're not that fast.
Yeah,
Dakota
I will
will-
be-
Dakota
I
will
be
respond.
with you guys. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry.
No,
Uh,
do your thing.
Dakota will respond to Sal and say, I'm fine, but I'm concerned about Alex.
K. You get a K? Single K.
Alex, or
Yep.
Alex, go ahead and give me just a intelligence and computers difficulty 6.
Okay.
That's happening, I will probably say. I would feel more comfortable if Ingvar stayed with Hekau. I know that you're not our primary bodyguard, but you are already there.
I've currently got a measuring tape around Ingvar's waist. Like,
Also, I'm kind of involved in the creation of this thing, so
Yep.
yeah.
Thank you.
Don't worry. We'll try to avoid killing too much before we reunite. Now I should go. I think something's on fire. Peace.
so,
Alex, you're
Yeah,
scrolling
nothing.
through Twitter and stuff, trying to see if anybody's saying anything. You're sure something's going to pop up eventually, but apparently
yet.
nobody has alerted the internet masses yet that weird
Cool.
shit's
Yep.
happening in Vegas.
so Jack,
Yeah.
now that the words prophecy have been bandied about in my brain several times, while still not knowing the exact specifications of what happened, because I don't think anybody's given like exacting details as to what happened in the mugging, just that there was a mugging. any extra room in my brain, understanding that I'm still in the middle of making things, I am just going over what I know about the prophecy about Alex, because it has been told to us, but I haven't really spent a whole lot of time thinking about it, just sort of analyzing and figuring out, okay, well, if it's kicked off, what kicked it off, and what is likely to happen next that we might need to be concerned about, or is it a thing that, okay, it kicked off, but the next problem isn't going to be an issue until further down the line, so we should really refocus on this right now.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence and enigmas, difficulty 7 on this one.
Is my analytical specialization?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Enigmas
7.
The down arrow, roll 20, that means go down, not stay the same.
Are you in a drop-down menu?
No, I was trying to increment a number down.
Oh, okay.
So that's 5 successes.
5 successes. Given what you know of the prophecy and considering what's happening, you know that basically the message regarding Alex's destiny was that when her blood touches the ground, it will be the incitement of a great conflict of some sort, at least on the local scale. So, and given that you have actively heard the rumbles of thunder outside, this is looking very portentous.
Mm-hmm.
And you would not be surprised if what to this point has been a fairly quiet simmering of conflict suddenly gets a lot more overt, a lot more violent, and a lot more extreme.
Can I make the assumption that that conflict would be between us and the Weaver?
You're thinking, well, I mean, the conflict as it stands is currently the Weaver has decided, the Weaver's local brood has decided to basically calcify as much of Vegas as it possibly can, and you wouldn't be surprised if that goes into high gear here, which means not just your pack, not just your cairn, but the entire sept, every guru in the city is going to be facing down some level of Weaver assault.
Okay.
That they can either fight or run from, more or less.
So, over the mental link, while I'm still working, the specifics of the prophecy in question were actually incredibly vague, in that the spilling of Alex's blood would indicate the commencement of a great conflict. We were already in the midst of a Cold War, as it were, with the Weaver's brood under the auspices of the regional administrator. It is very likely that if this prophecy is to be true, then in the next coming days, increased activity from Weaver spirits on a more aggressive scale will occur, their goal being to calcify the area that we are currently in. So I would recommend people be keeping an eye out. Probably let the cairn guardians know on the other side of the gauntlet for increased Weaver spirit activity, and on this side of the gauntlet for drone activity.
Should we ought to be worried about what the thunder said? I mean, are we looking at like frosty silence in the gardens, agony in stony places, that sort of thing? I mean, what's that got to do with things?
Jack, as far as I can tell, the thunder is just like sort of indication of commencement.
Bit, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't be surprised if some level of actual occurrence happens here as well. What echoes through the Umbra definitely bleeds over. And you have no idea what things are like on the other side of the gauntlet right now.
I have no idea what's going on the other side of the gauntlet at the moment, but as far as I can tell, thunderclaps are more a pronouncement of prophecy fulfilled than a direct indication of an occurrence. Though it is entirely possible Grandfather Thunder is having a party on the other side of the gauntlet and it just leaked through.
Do not, I repeat, do not go across the gauntlet anybody to check.
All right. I mean, I'm not saying that was going to be my next question, but all right,
Well,
yeah,
it's
that was
good
going
to
to be my
know.
next question.
No.
All right, but
Here's
boss,
here's why. Here's why I'm going to say this. If this is if we're dealing with a, which we are, but it being a Weaver problem, Weaver makes the gauntlet harder to cross. If we get caught on one side, if we get separated and caught on one side, we're fucked.
I mean, maybe we ought to do that peer through thing that you do. Maybe when you finish cleaning up, maybe we can try that without crossing, but maybe just taking a peek.
I would be
Or
more
hell, why don't we ask
comfortable
one of the Ironborn here? They got a theurge around, I'm sure. Maybe we ask them
Right.
just to take a peek, not cross.
Not the Ironborn, the what was it? Boulders? Something boulders?
Well, he's
the guardian?
Sal is still at the
Oh, that's right.
the
Never
forge
mind.
location.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
If
Yeah.
you got, if somebody wants to try to peek across, that's fine. You can't get caught partway through or trapped on the other side by peeking across. That I know of.
Jack,
Well,
You're probably fine.
This will be the first instance of someone's eyes shifting without the rest of them.
Jack,
I mean, no.
well, I'm sitting around with my thumb
Yeah.
up my ass. Otherwise, at
More
least that
concerned
might be
about somebody's vision going across, and then because this
Yanking
is
them
prophecy.
through.
No, this is prophecy. Weird shit might happen. You might get caught where you can't look back.
Yeah.
Jack,
Yeah.
are there any indications that I would have been taught as to whether or not you could get your eyeballs trapped in the Umbra?
You have never heard anything that says you can't
Yeah.
get your eyeballs
day
caught in
4 of
As a-
theurge training.
As a clarification, I've never been taught or seen or heard anything that indicates that you cannot get your eyes trapped in the Umbra by peeking through.
That's incredibly helpful, Hikau. Thank you.
I just felt it's probably...
question.
Meanwhile, the people that I'm helping out with are probably a little confused as I'm just in the air. You just flipping double birds.
I feel it's best to make such decisions with full information rather than none.
Yeah, they're actually not looking at you right now, Aiden. They are down on, kind of crouched down on their heels, probably about 15 feet away from the wreckage of a vehicle, peering down at a bloody, twisted, metallic something or other that was apparently crawling out of one of these guys.
Guys, I'd pull back from that. I would explain, but it's gonna take too long, and you're gonna be like this way, just please.
Don't charge any cavalry.
which was that said in person to the people you were with?
That's in person, yeah.
Right,
Okay.
yeah.
Sorry.
They're like, hey, you want to take a look at this thing? We stumped the
No,
shit
I
out
don't,
of it.
and you should not either. Shit's
All
going
right.
on.
What? Fill us in here, brother.
We were shit. That is.
Well,
the
yeah.
quickest
I mean,
way
it's
I
like
can
it's made of
explain.
cables and shit. But okay. And one of them
That's
like
the
kind of
quickest way I can explain.
kicks it back under the car, whatever remains there are. It's like, yeah, that's creepy as hell. Okay. And then they start talking about that one scene from the first Matrix movie.
God damn it.
Look, it's
Out
your
of character
people,
question,
Jeremy.
Jack, when you have a sec.
Now through the totem phone, you just get this general image of Aiden going. I'm joking.
Like an animated emoji.
An
Little
animal
cartoon, Aiden. So, do you need, out of character?
Yeah.
This might be something Sal needs to roll for, but do you need a mirror to look through? You need some kind of reflective surface, right?
To step, but not to look.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's why I've got my mirror.
Sal's gonna try to look through.
All right. Gnosis difficulty 9.
Ooh. The gauntlet's
Play
real hard right
to
now.
my strengths.
Yeah.
But no, when you're looking from Earth
It's
into
always hard.
it's always a +3 up to 9
Okay.
maximum. So
Okay.
yeah.
If you're trying to look, it's harder than to just stab.
Yeah.
Because if that wasn't the case, why would you ever go across without looking first?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my God, Windows, what are you doing?
It's being Windows. It's trying to help.
My character sheet got teeny tiny and transparent, and it's still teeny tiny and transparent.
See how much help. See how helpful that is.
Oh, mine's done that before too. I don't know how I got it back.
It's basically you've
Sorry.
minimized your character sheet, but inside.
Double click your name.
Yeah, double click your name at the
There
top
we
of the
go.
character sheet on the.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's really helpful if you have 20 NPCs, but it's unhelpful if you're looking for your only character sheet because you're a player.
It's also really unhelpful if you have 20 NPCs and you're looking for the one, and when you minimize them all, they stack on top of each other.
Yep.
Yeah. That's fair.
Why I don't minimize.
I do.
So no pool modification, just difficulty 9.
Yep. Just Gnosis 9.
Oh, my eyes.
Not a bot.
Not a bot.
There was a 9 in there.
Technically not a botch. Yep. Yeah, you try to look and it's like looking into a metaphysical frosted glass pane, more or less.
I was really hoping that would be a botch so we could find out what happens.
So, Jack, that presents an interesting question.
Yeah.
If you, because I legit don't know the answer to this. If you fail looking, does that prevent you from crossing as if you failed a
No.
crossing check? Okay.
You just are definitely going in blind.
Right.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no. Failing a look is not the same as failing a cross.
Right.
Yeah, Anya would probably ask this first. Aiden, Hekau, should those of us that are at the halfway house check on the cairn heart?
Yeah, that's a real good plan.
Yes. I would also ask the
Anything in particular
Guardians.
we should be on the lookout for?
Jack, what are the typical what would be the typical signs other than a giant fucking spider trying to eat the cairn heart of like Weaver infiltration? Like aggressive Weaver infiltration?
Reduced spiritual essence, muted response from the spirits that you would usually have in proximity to the cairn, increased difficulty for the gauntlet rating. Those are kind of like your big 3, both mechanical and less mechanical.
As Aiden said before, the Weaver spirits make the gauntlet difficult to travel. But aside from that, if there's aggressive Weaver infiltration, aside from seeing giant spiders trying to eat the cairn heart, you would notice a reduction in your senses, a reduction in the spiritual activity of the area, less response from the spirits of the cairn. Those that have taken up residence would be lethargic, would be slower, would be possibly gone if they have decided to flee instead of remain. I would suggest rather than I would suggest if any investigation into the Umbral side were to be done, that should be done by the current Cairn Guardians rather than any of our pack, simply because we are connected to Alex and there is some amount of prophetic reverberation that might occur.
I would agree. I also do not believe that those of us that are here have the strength to deal with any of that currently. The collection of us that are here. Something like that.
But for good news for the pack, I will be completing the blade of the web cutter today, which means that the ritual will be able to be taken place tonight.
It would
good.
be tonight and tomorrow morning, correct?
Tonight and tomorrow morning.
That's good timing.
Back in the real world, looking to Alex and Dakota, are you all right to go check on the cairn heart? We shouldn't do anything more than observe, but yeah. And I'd like to head that way if people are okay with it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. You guys walk towards the large sculpture of, basically the metal beams that are interwoven with each other that forms the heart of the halfway house cairn. As you get closer, what are you going to try and do in order to make your investigations and analyses?
If Dakota is checking her phone, by the way, at some point she'd get a text pretty soon after she responded just saying anything I can do. But she may be ignoring the phone at this point.
I think her mind's on other things right now.
Yeah.
But
I just didn't want you to think that Sal
she'll
ignored the
probably
text.
respond when she sees it, though.
Yeah.
I'd probably just start with like what Hakao said as far as like muted spiritual presence kind of thing, like trying to get a sense of that. We've been meditating here fairly regularly, so I'd just kind of like not like go into a full meditation kind of thing, but like do that same type of thing of like, opening my awareness, seeing if anything feels different.
Okay. Give me perception and enigmas, difficulty 8.
Okay.
As someone who has like none of the skills that are useful for this, Anya is just trying to sort of recall that nightmare with the representation of my whatever, and the night that we helped form the cairn.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception and alertness then, difficulty 8 as well.
Fair.
Dakota, are you doing anything?
She's just gonna be looking for just anything that doesn't seem right. Something out of the norm.
Okay. You can do perception and alertness, difficulty 6 then.
Okay.
Can I spend willpower on that?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, so spending a willpower, and I did have a second question.
Okay.
Is it possible to gauge the gauntlet strength without making a roll to cross it?
Do you have any occult dots?
No.
Okay. Not for you, unfortunately.
That is fair.
That's generally a perception occult roll.
No, I assume that I can't do any of this stuff, but I did get 2 successes.
Okay.
I got
2 successes with an extra one for the willpower.
Yeah.
Okay. Anya, as you're looking around, you don't see any buildings falling down. You don't see a horde of monsters either erupting from the ground or leaping off of a gargantuan titanic, bane limb. So that's, pretty good for starters. As you try and focus in there's a difficulty almost. There's a level of barricade between you and that sort of sense of the spiritual nature of your tribe's patron totem. You feel like, spiritual stuff isn't super easy for you even at the best of times, but you feel like there's definitely been maybe not a significant, but at least a noticeable change.
Do I, if at all possible, get the sense this is something about me or potentially my pack, or this is something about the world?
Scale is hard to gauge at this point. It could honestly be either. Yeah.
That's fair. Thanks.
Yep. Dakota, as you're looking around, just trying to get a sense of things that would be, noticeable, or the main thing that you're picking up on, the sounds of traffic are off somehow. You're in the middle of the apartment, so you don't really have a good view to anything on the streets outside, but
like the rhythm of it, or
the rhythm
amount?
of it is
okay.
The rhythm of it is off. That's the main thing that you notice. Alex, as you're looking around trying to get a sense, it's harder to center yourself a little bit, in the sense that while you're able to sort of put your mind in that place where you find that balance point, the sort of opening yourself to the universe, it's the difference between going outside and taking a deep breath of fresh air on a mountain and going outside and taking a deep breath of fresh air on the moon. It's not there. You can still get yourself in the right position mentally, but your normal intake is just, it's not there.
There's no, it's I look over it. The other two. I haven't sent any of this over the mental link yet, I think. I'm not like connecting it. It's like you can't breathe. You know? Can you
What do you mean? You can't
like
breathe?
the like I can't feel that energy that you usually can, right? Around here? You've gone here.
Okay.
I
Something's
have
happening here.
rarely been able to feel it in the first place, but it does seem muted.
Yeah, that. Yeah, it's muted here. It's definitely.
I look around. Do the Guardians seem like they are on alert dealing with something, or do they seem like they're patrolling?
Interestingly, the Guardians are nowhere to be found.
Okay.
You see a couple members of Vincent Black Shadow's pack hanging about, and they're kind of watching you guys a little bit as if, curious of what's going on. But no, the Guardians pack is not around currently.
All right.
Oh, I'm still covered in blood, aren't I?
I mean, you went by Anya's place, and Anya definitely would have had extra clothes and stuff to clean up if you wanted to use them.
I don't think she would have thought to do that.
That is fair.
Yeah. We should.
So I'm noticing something weird.
Okay.
Like, it might be nothing, but just the sound of traffic, like the rhythm seems different.
Okay, like
we can check
the
on
drones.
That. Come on.
Maybe.
I will start heading towards the security room I helped set up.
Yeah.
Because I probably do still have the key.
Okay.
I want to try and take a look.
You want to try and peek across?
Yeah, I want to try and peek across.
Okay. Gnosis difficulty 9.
Please botch.
Okay.
Please botch. I desperately want to know what happens.
Can I spend a willpower on this?
Yeah.
I'm going to spend a willpower on this.
Damn it.
Sorry.
Right. No botch.
Yep.
I desperately want to know what happens.
Where's necessary?
Well, keep trying, and you'll find out for yourself.
Yeah, have fun.
I mean, it
So
would
9, you
happen
said?
because I can make the
Difficulty 9.
the lowest with my mirror shades and stuff, and I would still fail.
2 successes.
2 successes. It takes you a minute, and then you blink and manage to, and then you stop walking, of course, because your senses are now visually, at least, all the way across the gauntlet in the penumbra. Go ahead and roll me a perception alertness difficulty 6 just to see how much you pick up.
Yep.
Now that you're looking across.
All right. Perception alertness. 2 successes.
2 successes. What you notice, you see a blur of motion as one of the boulder hunters, the Guardian pack currently, just flashes across your vision, apparently dashing fairly quickly towards something. Your immediate surroundings, you remember how the outside wall that basically forms the perimeter of the cairn, the plant life, that the little vine creepers and stuff that grew up, that always grew at kind of right angles, sort of in a weird little digital fractal type pattern. You're starting to see that same sort of pattern even in the grass that is on the other side of the gauntlet, but under your feet, more or less. Everything is shifting towards right angles and 45-degree or slants and things like that. There's a very sort of static.
We've stepped into cubism.
A little bit. A little bit. It's getting a little Picasso over there.
Okay, cool.
It's not like altered physical space in a way. I mean, you saw the other werewolf literally just run normally.
Yeah.
But there's a noticeable visual change at least. So yeah, that's what you see. And then you can stand there staring as long as you want.
Okay, yeah. I'm probably gonna try and turn and look at the person who dashed by, because I'm kind of curious about that, actually.
Okay. Yep. You turn to watch them go. They are headed towards the wall.
Okay.
And you see them shifting into Krynos form.
Okay.
As they make their way, and then they duck behind one of those large rock-like monoliths that basically takes the place of a building, but it looks like they're headed towards the outer wall.
Okay. Can I see from here? I remember like when we had our encounter with the regional administrator, that spider that was kind of like on the entrance area. Can I see that from here?
No, the wall would be well within blocking your line of sight to where that might have been.
Okay. I can see across. My eyes haven't fallen out yet.
So Aiden, what are you doing in all of this?
I'm assuming at this point making my way back as soon as everything's taken care of and so on. Okay. I'm ushering the cleanup crew back as soon as possible.
Okay.
And I make sure they are not getting left behind.
Yeah, no, nothing's being left behind. They're just leaving that for some cop who's going to have a lot of paperwork.
Yep.
This is a good point for this then. There's a good bit of synchronicity here. So Aiden, you're on your motorcycle headed back to the halfway house?
Yes.
Once everybody's up and leaving? Okay. And Anya, you get into the security cameras and I assume start just looking at what they have views of the exterior
Alex
of
had
the
described off traffic patterns. I think that some of these point outwards. Oh, no. Yes, some of these point outwards.
Yeah, you had set up for some of them so you could at least get sidewalks and street view on the exterior.
Probably first scanning for things similar to what we saw before, but, in general.
Okay. Both of you guys then just give me perception alertness, difficulty 7.
I
keep on forgetting that I actually just have perception alertness consistently up. That's pretty good. 3 successes.
So Aiden, you're mostly frustrated just by traffic.
Makes sense.
Yep. Anya, you're noticing a weirdly mathematical regularity to the traffic. At first, it's just one of those things that you're scanning through each one, just trying to see what's out there, looking for any black cars that look similar. And then you just stop on a camera for a minute as this picks up in your brain. And you see a vehicle go by. 13 seconds later, another vehicle goes by. 13 seconds later, another vehicle goes by. Evenly spaced, all at the same velocity. And every fifth one then makes a left turn to drive in front of the... But something is happening that this is not normal behavior. You are very well aware of that.
And I have good reason to believe that this is what is actually happening, not a corruption of the footage.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You start switching to cameras.
Everyone who might be
Mm-hmm.
heading back is... Sorry, go ahead.
Go for it.
Everyone who might be heading back. So Aiden at the moment, but Sal, there's something off with the traffic, and I will do my best to describe it.
Is it just
the
around
cars
a
have
half?
patterns, and not simply the patterns that every traffic flow has. There's a regularity to the car's movement that is on a wider scale than an individual circling vehicles.
How far out can you see from halfway house? Is this just localized there, or is it spreading out through the whole city?
I can only see... Oh, sorry, Jack. I assume this is just street cams?
This is just street cams for you, yeah.
Just the intersection is visible from the security camera. Is at the halfway house.
All right, let me see what I can find out for the rest of the city then. But that's
Be careful if you're going to drive through it. I don't know what it is.
good looking out.
Should I stay here or...
Honestly, the less people we have out right now, the better.
I mean, should I stay in the security room watching, or is there a better thing I should do?
No, that's be our eyes right now.
Of course. Pulls out laptop
and starts
decides,
looking for some
"Fuck
other
it.
goddamn
This
cameras.
mission, I'm oracling this shit."
Fuck yeah. All right.
Um,
Go ahead and just give me I'm going to say wits and drive. Difficulty 7.
I'm also trying to be on the lookout for Aiden's vehicle if it comes up on any of the...
Nope, because again, why would I need to have successes?
Anya, go ahead and give me intelligence and computers difficulty. You're looking for a single vehicle on city cameras. Is going to be intelligent computers difficulty 8.
That's fair. Does it help that it's a motorcycle?
I mean, kind of, maybe-ish, but yeah, no, difficulty 8 I think is going to be... I mean, you can spend willpower on it if you want to, but...
I feel like I will have other things to spend it on if Aiden is in trouble. This is just to see if I see him. 1 success.
And what's Sal doing?
Sal is going to get weird.
How is that any different from normal?
Sal's usually not weird. Sal's normally just an
does
asshole.
information gathering apply?
Yes, it does.
Okay, that's 2 successes because that was a 10. Sorry, Craig. Go ahead.
Nice.
I would like to use Gaia's phone book to isolate the number of a Weaver spirit in a traffic light near where Sal's apartment in Paradise is.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Go ahead and make your gnosis roll for your item there then.
And this,
Anya, it takes you about 3 minutes, and then you've got eyes on Aiden's motorcycle.
I just want to say I had a brief moment where it's like, ooh, I wonder if I had a special that help. Now, never mind the fact that I remembered after the fact that I didn't roll any 10s, but I checked to see what my wit specialty was because I knew I had a 4. And I remembered I have the best possible wit specialty, which is snappy retorts.
Yes, it is.
Great for your motorcycle driving skills.
Yes.
Yep.
All right.
I have an idea.
So yeah, you pull out your cell phone, Sal. Flip through your book. There's a number that pops up. There's just a little traffic light drawn next to it. Like the middle bulb isn't colored in, but it looks like somebody did it with one of those 4-color ballpoint pens.
Yeah.
So you got a black outline, red, green, and then there's just in blue ink, there's a phone number there.
Okay. I'm gonna take out my Umbra phone and call it.
Okay. Rings twice. Who's this? Stop.
Hey, Blinky, this is Sal Moraro. You probably see me go past. Sometimes I ask you, real nice to stay green for me. You do it. You're a real great guy. Listen, I got a question for you. What the fuck is going on? You see anything weird with the traffic?
Go. Traffic is proceeding according to normal parameters. Traffic is proceeding according to normal parameters. Traffic is proceeding according to normal parameters. The traffic pattern has become increasingly predictable.
Blinky?
Stop.
Hammer time.
Was that something going wrong with the light, or was that how the light sounds when it's turning yellow?
That's how the light sounds when it's turning yellow and then stops. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Jack, you're amazing, and I love talking to your technical spirits. Okay. All right, Blinky. I appreciate it. I guess I owe you one. Maybe I'll sit through an extra cycle next time.
Go. That sounds like an excellent idea. I think you should definitely do that. Yes.
Cool. All right. Stay lit.
Stop.
All right. I'm hanging up now.
Stay lit.
Fuck you, Mara.
Opens the door. Mara just had to walk through.
All right, back over the Umberlink. Yeah, it ain't just a halfway house. It's looks like it's a whole city. I just talked to a traffic light up near my place in Paradise, and same kind of deal. Sounds like traffic is weirdly predictable even for a traffic light.
If we try and make a disruption somewhere else, could that give Aiden an opening to get home?
That sounds like my
Does
middle
it seem
name.
like Aiden's having difficulty getting home from what I can see at my perspective?
No, I mean, like, traffic is still moving. It's gotten very, very regular. Like Aiden, even after a little while, you start to notice, like, this main arterial that you're traveling up is pretty damn packed.
Mm-hmm.
And people are still, frustrated, honking their horns and that sort of thing. But like every 1 out of every 3 cars makes this left. And not 1 out of every 3 on average. Literally every 3rd car suddenly makes this left turn. It's and you're watching these lanes merge and shift. And suddenly it gets to the point where you're like, I can predict, and he's going to merge, and he's going to keep going.
That's good. No, that's good. That's good.
And he's going to merge. Right. Mm-hmm.
If those are patterns, I know when I can drive onto the sidewalk.
I mean, there's that option. Yeah.
Anya will say, it doesn't seem like it is going to be a issue that should restrict you from getting here. It's just worrying.
Also, I would recommend not making any sort of distractions to the Weaver Spirit, because it won't actually disrupt their operations throughout the city. It'll just draw attention to you.
And Hekau, right about now, you've finished up your last final tweaks to the blade, and you have a silver dual tang, whatever, serrated back end. You've got a Shatterstar dagger, basically, is what you've got.
A split silver blade with jagged asymmetrical blades.
Yep.
I may because the more asymmetrical it is, the more damage it'll do to Weaver spirits. Is the way I justify it in my brain.
That's perfectly legitimate.
By the way, I pull my vision back from the Umbra.
Okay.
I don't want to stay there too long.
This blade is complete. We can begin the preparations for the ritual as soon as we get back. And then out loud, not over the mental link, to Ingvar and Sal, I would suggest we walk.
Yeah, let's avoid traffic, shall we?
But
Please do keep in mind that the last group of people that walked somewhere.
I said that out loud.
Oh. Sorry.
That's okay.
But
I think I'm somewhat more intimidating than the two of them. Anyone trying to mug me should try and think twice.
But I really don't want to leave my car.
I'm going to have to be back here tomorrow anyways. Your car will be perfectly safe.
Yeah, but I mean, also, I kind of feel like we could outrun things in the car.
Not in this traffic.
You ain't seen me drive.
Meanwhile,
I
get off the sidewalk, assholes!
I guarantee that our lupus forms and even our Hamid's forms can outrun anything in this traffic at the moment, because we can go through buildings easily rather than causing a wreck.
Aiden, go ahead and give me I'm going to say an intelligence and drive difficulty 5.
Creative logic specialty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Intelligence drive. You said 5?
Difficulty 5, yep.
As Hikau says that Ingvar just shifts to Glabro.
Ingvar shifts to Glabro so hard that she goes all the way around and back again.
Yeah.
That is 5 successes.
Nice.
I drive like through a department store.
It's like the Blues Brothers.
It's just, you're just like, all right, these are the numbers I have to work with. Here's where I thread the needle.
Yep.
I can run 50 miles an hour solid, except for these 3 places where I have to bump it up to 70. And no, look, I'm home.
This is a matter of fucking geometry.
And that's much easier to do in a motorcycle than it is in an Escalade.
Yep.
It's true.
Again, you haven't seen Sal drive, but
I have
good
seen
news.
Sal drive. We had to chase down your hooker friend.
Good news. Yeah, but that was slow, casing the joint style driving. Good news is I passed my willpower check for my impatience flaw. So Sal, very disgruntled and looking back over his shoulder and probably playing like a really sad song on his iPhone, slowly walks away following the other two.
Just I will remember you.
Exactly. No, not this is a serious occasion.
So what you're playing is Suicide is Painless.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Actually, it's not Weaver. It's not a Weaver spirit. I slip the silver blade into my
Magpie swag.
My magpie swag, because it'll fit. Because everything fits in there.
Pretty much. Okay.
So this blade that is definitively far too long to go into my thigh bag just slips right into my thigh bag.
You're the most lethal of Mary
I
Poppins.
didn't need you to say it in those words, John.
So everybody, you guys are headed back. So let's just have stamina and athletics difficulty 6, just to see how fast you go. As Aiden, you are getting back to the halfway house right about now.
I probably will pull up a cow's phone on my phone maps thing, just so if they seem like they run into anything, we'll know where they are.
You said difficulty what? 6?
Difficulty 6.
Oh,
Hi.
for fuck's sake. Sal is so sad about his car, you guys.
Sal is literally
his
walking
feet.
like Charlie Brown
Question-
all the way
yeah.
back to the halfway.
Yeah, no, and that's definitely the music. He's
Question-
doing the like Michael Cera head down walk.
Question, Jack.
Yeah.
In order to get us the least amount of time required possible, could I make it a streetwise or survival roll in order to navigate Las Vegas on foot rather than trying to just hoof it back the in like the fastest way possible? So that rather than we're running and trying to keep our stamina up, we're actually just navigating through, the city rather than going on streets and things.
Okay. I'll let you do a wits and survival if you wanted.
That works.
Same difficulty. Ingvar sets the pace, you do the navigation kind of thing.
Does
If
Mike...
Ingvar sets the pace, Sal might be getting left behind.
This is a group effort thing. I'm just seeing how much everybody's.
Does my cool-headed specialty apply?
This isn't really a cool-headed thing. No, you're not trying to like keep your temperature under pressure.
And I do have my my gift, which my navigator, my gift that.
Yeah, you got your head compass running.
Yeah, my head compass, so I can't get lost and just.
So you're not gonna get lost. Yeah, no.
What difficulty was it? What survival diff?
6.
Diff 6?
Yeah.
Boom.
Sal is just like a
survival
pouting
6.
toddler.
5 successes.
Okay. So despite deadweight Mararo here, you guys managed to chart a decent course and keep moving in the direction you're headed. It'll probably take you an hour and a half on foot, but you'll get there.
Deed name ever.
I mean, no one's given you a nickname yet.
Not in this city.
All right.
Or we have. We've just been too polite to say it out loud.
So
No, we haven't, because Aiden would not be too polite to say it out loud.
Hey, Cal's too polite to say it out loud.
Cal's too polite, and nobody's told Aiden. Okay.
Sal's deed name based on Aiden is just his own name, but very loud and irritated.
And with fucking right before it.
Sal.
Damn
Sal.
it, Sal.
Sal.
Sal fucking Sal
Marauder.
Mararo. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So, but has anybody got anything to do in the hour and a half, more or less, before the rest of the pack is back at the halfway?
I just once I get back, I immediately find everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, Anya will, once Aiden's back, Anya will regroup. If there is like a notes board of unusual patterns in the security room, there will be a note left there about this, but
Okay. Yeah. No, there's places you can leave messages for people and whatnot. So
I don't believe it is necessarily the most urgent thing. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, for those that are walking back, the rain hits about half an hour in.
It works for me.
As soon as it starts to rain, Sal's like, gee, it sure would be fucking nice to have a car in this rain.
Sure would be nice if we had some grenades, don't you think?
You've never walked or jogged several miles through blazing snow through blinding snowdrifts, have you?
No, because I have a fucking car.
Oh, I love everything about this conversation.
Hey, Cal just smiles and keeps walking.
Alex is going to continue checking her phone. Less compulsively now, but still checking it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, eventually, you'll see some things pop up about, basically well, shit, this storm came out of nowhere. That's super weird.
Mm-hmm.
You also start getting texts like,
yeah,
had to leave car behind. Definitely going to die. See you all next Tuesday. This is taking forever. Oh, great. It's raining now.
Cry me a river. Sal.
Do you text that back?
Yep. After about like the 5th or 6th one.
They pick up in frequency after that.
I read them all.
Take pleasure in his pain.
Yeah.
Delicious Schadenfreude.
Gonna need new shoes. This tracksuit ain't never getting dry.
And Hikau is enjoying every bit of Sal's uncomfortableness because this is Hikau's every day.
Okay. But you guys eventually get yourselves sopping, but in one piece, back to the halfway house.
Ingvar's like, if I was doing this back home, I'd be coming back with a dusting of snow, so it's all good.
Oh, during the time it takes the rest of them to walk back, unless Aiden had anything, Anya will go over to Alex. Would you like to maybe get out of those clothes, shower?
Oh. Yeah, probably yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. She continues to scroll for slightly longer than that.
Can I do the same? Because I'm also covered in blood too.
Yes, please. Dear God.
I'm going.
I am sort of trying to herd them.
Yeah.
I didn't want to force anyone out of action while we were still on the
yes,
work,
because
but-
you were still absolutely valid. Just
at this point,
we are a people who some of us occasionally spend time in particularly olfactory sensitive forms.
Yeah. That's fair. I'll go take a shower.
Wash the gore off you,
same.
please.
Is it just consistently pouring at this point?
Yep, pretty steadily.
Yeah, that's the only thing that. And Aiden's not even gonna drink. He's just gonna sit down and wait.
Anya is in that almost like the stereotypical butler, far enough away that you don't notice she's there, but just close enough that if you need her, she is around.
Sal, in response to Ingvar's comment about the snow, says, look, my fucking tribe has been a chronicler of human activity since there was fucking human activity, anything even remotely approaching a goddamn city. And I am 100% sure nobody has ever been this fucking wet. I'm going to go change.
Oh.
If I might suggest, you might want to invest in clothes that have a more leather-based quality than polyester. It'll help keep you from getting that wet again.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind the next time that we go out for a fucking 2-hour walk with no goddamn warning, FedEx.
Excellent. So people get cleaned up and changed, and then what happens?
Go back down to the Anya's office, I think was where. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably where we're convening.
I'm there just damp because it'll dry.
Yeah.
Sal's wearing a fresh tracksuit, a poncho over that, and carrying an umbrella, and is just sitting and glowering at the cow.
Anya's office probably doesn't have like a full shower, but if either Hikau or Ingvar wants to towel off, there's probably some stuff in the bathroom.
Yeah, if there's a towel nearby, Ingvar will make use of the towel.
Yeah, that'll definitely.
Hikau isn't because he's about to have to go back out in it again anyways.
As Sal walks by, because Aiden's standing outside waiting for everybody to show up, with an umbrella over him, smoking. Walks up, don't you carry an umbrella with you?
Yeah, in my fucking car.
Why didn't you grab it on
you
the way
exit
out?
your car?
We left it behind and it wasn't raining yet.
We knew there was a storm coming.
I was sad about leaving the car.
I mean, I'm just saying, maybe it's just me, maybe it's the Oregon in me, but if you walk out without an umbrella, that's on you, whatever happens, up to and including chunks of giant earth falling from the sky, because you never know.
I'll try to remember that. I already got so much to carry, what with me carrying this whole fucking pack. But he says that with a smile.
As that statement finishes, the sword comes out of my bag. Not in a threatening way, just as I'm presenting it now. So, we can begin the ritual tonight.
Okay.
Jack, basically it'll only need to be me out there tonight, and then I'll need Ingvar in the morning. Or will I need Ingvar there because Ingvar's going to be my champion for the fight?
It might be good to have Ingvar there.
Okay.
As a you know enough with spirit bargaining that by and large, honesty, transparency, and being upfront is usually helpful.
Oh yeah. I just wasn't sure.
Name
your champion in the morning or name your champion now, kind of thing.
Right.
Also, question mechanically, when performing a ritual, A, can I have other people help? And B, if other people help that don't necessarily know the ritual, can I use their gnosis?
They would have to. Anybody who helps with the ritual also has to know the ritual.
Okay.
Right.
If they help with the ritual, could they use their gnosis?
If there's gnosis to be paid, that has to come from the ritual master in this case, unless it's one that's specifically designed as a group ritual, like when you're, opening a new cairn and shit.
Yeah. Because I was trying to figure out if doing the summoning ritual, not the actual rite for the webcutter, but the summoning of the spirit, if I could use other people's gnosis, because I am low. But if that's not a thing, then in that case, So,
are there any arrangements or notifications that should be made with Juniper or the Guardians?
We will be... Jack, correct me if I'm wrong, we'll need to do this on the Umbra side, right?
No, not necessarily.
To summon the
spirit. Yeah, you could do it. You could do it on this side if you wanted. Yeah.
Did you all share the fact that, or I guess it's just Alex, did Alex share the fact that she saw one of the Guardians on the Umbra side and that they aren't on this side?
Yeah, I think she would have shared that. It's there.
Okay. Then Sal will say, FedEx, look, even if we can't help out with the ritual, how about somebody watching your back?
You're reading my mind, Sal.
Well,
legit.
Ingvar would need to be there for the conversation anyways with the spirit.
Well, I'm not concerned about the conversation and the ritual. I'm concerned about Weaver spirits showing up before you finish the ritual and attacking you while you're engaged in something delicate.
Yeah,
and
let's...
Ingvar, normally I would say you should be but I want you actually to be rested for this ritual. And as I've recently learned, we have a talented bodyguard on staff.
And let's remember, the last time this ritual went south, it ain't because of the ritual or the spirit we summoned. It's because the person doing the fighting got shot through the fucking eye by somebody who wasn't even part of it.
Exactly.
Well, the ritual can be performed either here in the material or in the Umbra. It'll be easier in the Umbra simply because it's easier to call the spirit of the wild to ourselves. Though, Jack.
Yeah.
Calling a spirit of the wild into the material plane in an area where the Weaver is currently laying down a layer of oppression, what would that do?
Fuck if I know. I mean, I do know, but fuck if you know.
Fuck if you know.
So, out loud then, though I am curious what would happen to the Weaver spirits in the area if a wild spirit was summoned into the real here while they're in the middle of trying to oppress it.
So it's time for experimenting.
It seems inevitable that the experiment will occur, intentional or otherwise.
I mean,
Because Jack,
I've
correct me if I'm
just
wrong.
decided now that Aiden is Brad Pitt from the Ocean.
Yes, Aiden is absolutely Brad Pitt from any movie ever.
So, Jack, would it be correct to assume that the Wild is basically the polar opposite of the Weaver, like as
No.
far as spirits are
Nope.
concerned?
It's a triad.
Okay.
It's rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, a Wild Weaver worm. And yeah, so basically, the
Creation, order, destruction.
more or less ish order, chaos, destruction, or
order, chaos, renewal.
Mhm.
Call it what you want.
Order,
Yeah.
chaos, entropy.
There's
Yeah.
yeah.
But so
Order, chaos, renewal, lizard, Spock. You know, it's
Right.
a thing.
And says, I think let's do this where we have the absolute surest chance of success.
I cannot help with anything related to the ritual or
Mhm.
even the guarding necessarily, but I can and try and negotiate to ensure everyone's aware of and will give us the space to do this.
So, bottom line, Cacao, is it going to be is being on this side going to make it harder for you?
Yes. That's just a matter of fact. I'll have to break through the gauntlet in order to summon the spirit.
We'll have to break through the gauntlet to get on the other side to summon the spirit.
Yes, but
I'll make the note. I'll make the note as well that it'll also be physically safer on the material because we have 4 walls around us and werewolves.
You're not wrong about that, and that's definitely something I'm considering.
It's an order of operations, though. The amount of energy that I need to break through the gauntlet while summoning the spirit means that's less energy I'll have to negotiate with the spirit.
I can probably talk Juniper into talking the Guardians into serving as a little extra guard around you while you do the ritual. Even if not, I feel like if Ingvar's preparing for being a champion, and Sal and I and everybody but Ingvar are standing guard over you, I think you'll be pretty safe on the Umbral side.
The other issue with doing it in the material plane is I cannot guarantee the status the wild spirit will be when it arrives. If I summon a wild spirit in mid-rampage, on the material plane, then kinfolk will be in danger.
That's true. On the flip side, if it manages to make it across the gauntlet, it's going to be a little bit harder for the Weaver to come out, Weaver spirits to come over and attack. But there's risk in either. Sounding it off, it sounds like the safest, surest option is going to be the Umbra.
Also, not to weigh in on the boring shit, but FedEx, ain't you been up for about 3 days straight now? Maybe you ought to get a nap before we kick this thing off.
Oh, I've been sleeping.
Jack, what time is it?
You have roughly 2 hours before dusk.
How much preparation work do you need to do before dusk?
As much as possible. Ideally, I'd start now.
Let's go. Unless anybody has something that they need to do beforehand.
I've just got my own preparations to do before
Yeah.
this.
No, you go do your thing, prepare for this. You're not part of guard duty.
To clarify, though, I will need Ingvar with me when I'm doing negotiations.
Yes, but not during the ritual.
The
How long has it
negotiations are
been-
part of the ritual.
It's dusk and dawn. It doesn't go the
Nope.
entire night, correct?
Yeah.
Right.
I summon the spirit at dusk, and then we negotiate.
And then it returns of its
Right.
own accord to complete the ritual at
Correct.
dawn.
Sorry, to be clear, when I said the ritual, I meant the ritual of summoning.
Right.
Which is a thing in and of itself, in addition to the overall rite.
Correct.
Sorry, I probably just missed that.
No, I was not clear about that. I was not clear about which ritual I was talking about. That's what I say. Ingvar, do your prep, get ready, take a nap, whatever you need to do. Well, we stand ready around when you're doing the summoning ritual. We'll send a brain speak.
Yeah.
When we need you.
We probably ought to cross over, at least just to check it out before all the heavy hitters go. I'd rather know that there's a fucking Weaver spirit standing there with its mouth open on the other side before we send over our right master.
Good idea. Go ahead.
No.
All right.
I'm kidding.
Sal is already going.
As that is happening, probably not noticing that yet.
With Sal.
Like, do you still have that connection with the watching spirits, the bats and birds that we called initially?
Yes, the deal is still in place.
I know that we have transferred some of that to the others, but is it possible to gauge the danger with them? Because I know the two of us were the ones.
Watch Sal get stuck.
So that
I just need to know what the difficulty
Sorry,
is.
that's probably as far as that conversation gets.
Yeah. So just to run through a couple things here. The Watcher spirits are now 100% with reporting to the Boulder Hunters directly.
Okay.
You guys don't have that connection to talk to them as easily anymore. You would have to actually, summon one of them and that sort of
Anya
thing.
would have no idea of that and would have asked.
Oh yeah, no, that's perfectly fine. That absolutely makes sense. Sal, your difficulty for stepping sideways is currently 6.
Okay. Just a gnosis roll, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 successes.
Okay. So yeah, you shift your perception, and after a little bit of time passes, you are able to find yourself, takes about 30 seconds or so, crawling out of one of these big rock monolith things to the other side. And immediately the very first thing you hear is just a large amount of activity on the outside of the cairn walls. You don't see anything particularly evident in your immediate vicinity, but you can hear shouts and grunts of effort and that sort of thing.
Okay. What is the closest wall to me?
That would be the west one.
Okay. Can I climb it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Strength and athletics, difficulty 6.
I think I'll just use. Does city walking apply here, or because I'm in the Umbra, it does not?
You're in the Umbra, it doesn't apply.
Okay. All right. So I apologize. What was my roll again?
No, that's good. So strength and athletics, difficulty 6.
How long does it take before the rest of us notice that Sal has gone?
I was looking right at him.
Instantly.
So
and he just turned
slowly fade out.
And he faded. Yep.
Like literally Cheshire Cat style.
Yeah.
3
Yeah,
successes.
pretty much.
Yeah, grin lashed.
Mother.
Sal, you hoist yourself up over the wall. It's a little bit of a space you can kind of balance up there. And the very first thing you see is those wispy sort of web-like substances that had been woven in sporadic clumps previously are now almost entirely encircling the cairn at a level of about 5-6 feet and growing.
Okay.
Growing in front of your eyes. Like you can see it. It's not like, the Death Star shield isn't closing immediately, but it's this gradual inch by inch by inch. And you can see some of the some of the spirits alongside the boulder hunters are busy trying to tear it down, and they're making some rends in it and obstructing its progress as much as possible. But there's a lot more little spider guys out there than there are spirits and guardians.
And those are the spirits that either had already been with the cairn or that we contracted.
Right, exactly.
Okay. How do the boulder guardians look?
They look sweaty and they look tired, but nobody's injured or anything. It's just it's not an enemy that they're having to fight. It's the encroaching force, more or less, that they're trying to hold at bay as much as possible.
Sal will call out, "How you guys doing?"
Fuck
I'd
off.
kill for a flamethrower.
I can get one. I know a guy. Actually, it's two gals, but same difference.
If it works on this side.
All right.
Sal!
See what we can do. Is that over the mental link?
Yeah, Sal!
Yeah.
Fuck off.
We got a real weed. We got a real weed be gone.
Not getting separated off from the group.
Over the mental link, we got a real weed be gone situation over here. No actual attack so far, but just be aware the Weaver is really coming in hard.
Sal, I'm just gonna say, if the pack Ragabash can't tell when a joke is being said and when a joke is not being said, I think we need to have a conversation, man.
And if our pack Alpha can't tell when an order is being followed to the letter despite intent, then I'm not sure if you get what a Ragabash does.
Get themselves killed? No, I am well aware of that.
No, I know that's your job, boss.
I'm going to turn to Anya. Anya, could you, while speaking with the others and informing them that we're going to be performing this ritual, see if we can get any assistance from other cairns? Sounds like the Guardians could probably use a few extra hands.
I will do everything I can.
Thank you. Look at the rest. Should we go now? I'm going to activate my mirror shades.
Jack, this is a random question. Am I potentially, because of what Anya was doing before the pack formed, part of any general sort of werewolf chat or message things, given that Vegas is largely glass hunters?
You're in a glasswalker sept. There are message boards on chat rooms, on email chains, on
Unless it seems very clear Anya is not being dismissed, she's gonna go try and deal with some of that.
Okay.
And as she's going just on her phone, can I get a sense of general chatter? Is there sudden Weaver flare-ups all over the city?
Yes, there are.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. There's quite a bit of chatter, mostly on the shit guys, get to the cairns. We've got encroaching forces of Weaver brood coming in. Everything's getting barricaded. Does anybody have any clues on what works really well? Let me know if you find it. It's everybody's kind of
Hekau, I will see if there's anyone who can be pulled in. Be aware that it seems like everyone's dealing with similar stuff right now. Owen could be busy.
That's fine. Let them know we are working on a solution to the Weaver problem. That might encourage them to spare one or two hands.
I will emphasize that.
Hekau, do you want me to follow you across right now?
If you could do your preparations in the Umbral side, it would be much easier for you to follow now.
I can, but I'll need to grab some materials.
Go grab them now.
Wait a moment. I'll need you to carry them across in your bag.
That's fine.
Really quick, was that conversation was totem speak?
No, Anya and Hekau was direct, not totem speak.
Okay.
That's
but it was right in front of Aiden.
Yeah.
Try to make it just make it a, in terms of the sept is working on the problem and not this pack in particular. I'm very proud of you all, but we have a reputation.
Yeah.
I understand. I will do my best to emphasize. Yeah.
Was that out loud or over the totem link?
It was out loud.
Out loud.
Okay.
Yeah. Sal didn't hear any of that.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
Come
No,
on, you really
I-
think he's going to say I'm proud of you all in a place where Sal can hear?
Well, that's. I
kidding.
had a response. If so.
Yeah.
Where should the rest of us go? I don't know if I should stay here. Juniper was contacting people
If
about.
I can talk to Juniper while I'm dealing with the rest of this if you're willing to be another guard on the far side. Metis are
Yeah.
by nature.
That's where we should be default, protecting our thirds. If one of us is ordered away by the sept, one of us is ordered away by the sept, and I will do a lot of yelling and probably get told to shut up, and that's fine. But without overriding.
Slaps Aiden on the roof. You can bust this guy down to Cleof so many times.
Alex,
Yeah, pretty
unless
much.
that's not comfortable for you. You'd prefer to be somewhere else.
No, that's fine.
Thank you.
All right. So
yeah,
we'll assume that
actually heading out at this point.
All right. Ingvar comes back with all the materials that she will need.
She comes back with like 2 or 3 pots of something.
Yeah, it's put in the bag.
Pot bag. Awesome.
So I failed to activate my mirror shades, so this is going to be regular difficulty.
All right. Gauntlet is 6 right now. You can spend a willpower if you need to.
I don't need to.
All right. So Hikal just basically holds his arms out like usual, brings them together, and everybody just right out the side of the rock wall onto the other side, with the exception of Anya, who is going off to talk to Juniper, who is currently fielding 2 telephones and a laptop at this point, and waves you in as she sees you out the window coming up onto the porch.
I am here to provide a status update and offer my logistical services.
All right. Hang on just a minute.
Of course.
Yeah. No, she to the person on the phone, and she puts them on hold. Yes.
The very brief version is Hikal has finished the core of the Juniper knows about the ritual blade, generally speaking.
Right.
The core of the ritual blade. We intend to conduct the ritual tonight and tomorrow morning, given the urgency of current events. We believe that the best place to do it would be on the umbral side by the cairn, and we are hoping to cooperate both with the Guardians and anyone else that the Sept and the nation have at their disposal for ensuring the ritual's success, again, given current events.
Yeah, no, the cairns are everybody's getting the same thing that the Guardians have been telling me that they're facing on the other side. So I'm calling in who I can. I'm planning on sending the Vincent's pack over to help as well. Cold Front can stand alongside, and that will give them something at least to focus on. And that's when you hear a shout.
Turning towards it immediately.
Outside, and she immediately lunges up as well. And the one known as Grips and Vincent Black Shadow are struggling to restrain a third, smaller figure and wrestling them into basically an arm lock to try and stop them. You see the flash of a knife blade hitting the ground. Clink, clink, clink. And Vincent is bleeding heavily from the bicep. one of the other of the Cold Front pack comes in, scoops up the blade very gingerly. You can tell already that is the type of handling that you get with a silver blade. This is not just somebody grabbing a knife that somebody went with, but this is a weapon.
Do I recognize the third figure?
It is Katya Rustikov.
I fucking knew it.
The kinfolk.
That was shared with Anya at one point, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I believe so.
Yeah, we have all been appraised of that whole situation.
Yep, and we passed that up the chain too, I believe. So
Yes, you did.
We definitely passed it to the new Guardians.
What I'm trying to say specifically is not on us, guys.
Yeah, well, that's not exactly what Anya's thinking, but it is definitely a distraction from the probably more important, let's get the magic weapon made.
Yeah.
And there is how many languages does
so
do you speak Portuguese is the question.
No.
Okay.
But
from the intonation, there is a string of swear words that comes out of Juniper.
That's fair. I speak Hindi, Russian, Italian, Mandarin, and English.
Italian's kind of,
it's close enough for swear words.
Right, yeah.
There are certain similarities.
Yes.
Yeah, there's some similarities there. So yeah, you are able to pick up a number of creative epithets as Juniper says, keep doing what you're doing then, and call me if anything happens. I need to, damn it, and just dashes out the door to see what the fuck's going on over there.
What do I think is the most helpful thing for me to do? Because I don't think I can make it across the gauntlet.
I mean, there's always the attempting to find backup still available to you. You've still got lines of communication, at least, don't seem to have been disrupted at all. So that at least is still open, and you can get some information back and forth between the other two cairns in the city, most likely.
Yeah, I would like to, both picking up as someone who is helping Juniper, and with an instruction of presenting this as something the Sept is doing that's a possible solution. Experimental ritual that could solve or mitigate this. Could I make an argument for making a roll that includes my purebreed dots?
Oh yeah, no, this is technically a social interaction, absolutely. Go ahead and give me a charisma and etiquette, and you can add your dots there. Since the phrasing is coming in pretty heavily on this one, we'll make it an etiquette rather than like a subterfuge or something.
That's fair. Can I spend willpower on this?
Yeah.
All right, spending a willpower. I don't have an etiquette specialty. What's the difficulty on this?
You'll be rolling at, considering that you will be rolling at an 8, considering the sort of stakes and craziness that is going on at all 3 of the cairns, but yeah.
You get lots of extra dice from your pure breed.
Yeah, so I'm gonna add the additional 4 die. And I do have the willpower in play.
Okay, so there'll be 1 automatic success there. Yep.
Oh, wait. Did that not roll the extra?
It didn't, so you can just roll 4 extra dice.
Yeah, just roll, just do 4d10.
Sorry.
Nah, it's all good.
1 more.
And 1 more success. So
4 successes, 5 successes.
Total of 5 successes. Yep. You are able to, over the course of about 45 minutes or so of just networking, getting back and forth, trying to present your case and that sort of thing, you actually hear from what's her name again? Win Condition puts you in touch with a Kim Carlson, who is a member of the Three Sisters Pack. And she says that 2 of them will be out to help as soon as they can navigate their traffic pattern.
All right. And yeah, because I've just been doing this networking while Juniper's still away and stuff, doing my best to have like very neatly, very glance easy arranged, like this is what I know of what's going on elsewhere for her to come back to.
Sounds good. All right.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the gauntlet. As you come through, the first thing you hear is just it sounds a little bit like a werewolf defensive line slamming itself into something over and over and over. And you guys can immediately tell that things are encroaching. If anybody looks either out the gate or scrambles up over the wall, you can see pretty much the same thing that was described to Sal earlier of the slowly growing barricade of Weaver production around the entirety of the cairn itself. So what's your guys' play?
How long has it taken for them to come over?
I got 5
it's probably been I was gonna say, I think it's probably been no, he meant the intervening time between him coming over and you guys coming over.
Yeah.
Ingvar had to go grab some stuff, and there was a little bit of conversation. 10 minutes, probably.
I think Sal's probably in Krynos helping tear down the plants at this point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. So Sal's out there in war form, just ripping into this spirit webbing.
Yeah. Shift to Krynos.
Ingvar sort of, after she transitions, she sort of looks down at herself. These would meld in if I wanted them to, but it's more of a tradition thing. And she sort of begins to strip the clothing off and down just to undergarments, and hands them to Hekau. Hold these for a moment.
Holding.
And then she will shift to Krynos, melding the rest of the clothing into the fur. And she'll just sit down the jars, if you would.
Produce those, put those in the clothes down next to Ingvar, and then I'm going over to the cairn heart to begin my preparations as I shift into Krynos. This time Hekau absorbs all of the clothes in rather than everything but the trench coat. So it's definitely probably the first time you guys have seen him in Krynos form without the trench coat. Still has the Anubis looking thing, but you can more clearly see now the sort of damaged left-hand side of him, which continues to look damaged even in his Krynos form. The wrinkly burn scarring all the way down from the left-hand side of his neck down all the way to his left foot.
Right.
I go prepare my summoning ritual.
All right.
Ingvar opens up those jars, and anyone who's looking can see they're full of ink. And she dips her claws into the ink and begins to mark herself. The very first mark that she makes is over her heart, is the symbol of the Gate of Fenris.
Cool.
And she begins to she has the 2 face tattoos that are just sort of like the arcs coming down from her eyes. And she begins to extend her tattoos with various both Nordic and Garou specific symbols as she marks herself all across basically everything that she could reach with her hands.
Aiden is just following a cow and standing guard.
Sal will just say, "Give me a shout when you need me back over there."
Yep. Don't worry. I will start screaming as I die.
Yeah, I remember. I caught the matinee of that earlier.
Dakota's going to shift to Krynos. What do I need to roll for that?
Oh, yeah.
It's a stamina and primal urge based on, are you in Hamid form currently, or?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to look over at Alex.
Yeah.
Stamina and primal urge difficulty 6 for Dakota.
Would you like to help me?
Yeah. What do you need?
I'm taking the 2 hours to prepare the ritual that I have we have until dusk, because it has to happen at dusk. and I'm going to give Alex very simple tasks that need to be done throughout the ritual that aren't necessarily required for the ritual, but will give Alex something to do.
Busy work. You are giving me busy work.
Drawing intricate runes, making sure they're correct, surrounding the ritual place. Things that are done during these rituals, but aren't conducive to the actual core of it itself. Mm-hmm. Things that I might do if I had an extra hour or so, but instead these can be handed off to Alex instead.
I'm assuming I recognize that fact because I know a couple rituals from my time out in the desert.
Do you know the summoning ritual?
I don't know the summoning ritual.
You can give me an intelligence and occult.
Okay.
Difficulty 6. Contested by Hekau's manipulation and subterfuge, also at difficulty 6.
All right.
Is the difficulty increased or decreased at all because these would be Silent Strider rituals specifically?
No. Okay. Not in this case.
Cool.
Occult as opposed to rituals? Sorry.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, actually, no. An intelligence ritual, rituals would make more sense.
Cool.
Yeah.
I have another dot in that. Give me a sec.
I'm currently in Chronos form. Would it be manipulation or would it be a different ability? Because I feel like I shouldn't have a -3 to this because I'm trying to provide ritualistic activities.
That's also fair. I feel like the negative to Krynos, it's not like you're like, I hope Alex doesn't realize that I'm trying to trick her.
Yeah, I'm giving her actual tasks to do. Is the thing.
I'll let you use your Hamid manipulation.
Okay, cool.
Oh boy, hope I get away with this one.
See, I always imagine that it's because your ears and tail are super honest. The anime girl with ears and tail thing.
Is it manipulate? What was the other manipulation?
Manipulation subterfuge difficulty 6.
You can't lie. That black Anubis snout is everything that's on your mind.
It does. I'm gonna spend a willpower for a success.
I like the idea that you actually say those things, and yet still somehow roll enough successes to pull it off.
I have no idea.
3 successes.
Yep. Nope. You're
All
helping,
right.
Alex.
I'm busy.
You're helping. Okay. So you spend the 2 hours. Which means that your summoning difficulty is going to be 4.
Remind me again what I'm rolling for summoning.
You are
Gnosis,
rolling. Yes, you are making a Gnosis roll at difficulty 4.
And can I spend willpower on this or no?
Not on this one, no.
Okay, yeah. Gnosis. Diff. 3 successes. I don't remember how good that is or not.
That's okay. That's what I'm here for.
The wild spirit appears and begins attacking.
You take the time focusing on everything that you had been taught in the battleground by Looking Glass, making sure that the area is as conducive as possible, and doing your best to invoke with the proper level of entreatment and respect that a significantly powerful, not necessarily a totem level, but a reasonably potent spirit of wild chaos would merit. And you finish your summoning.
I have one quick question, real quick.
Yes.
What brood? Or sorry, what type of spirit is Menegwo?
Chimera.
Menegwo is part of part of Chimera's brood.
Yes, he's part of Chimera's brood. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Does that have, because I know there are interactions between all the different kinds of spirits, would that generate any positives or negatives as far as Hakao is aware for dealing with a wild chaos spirit? Because we're
not
right next to them.
significantly one direction or another.
Okay.
No more than any other brood affiliated with cairns, totems, or tribes would.
Okay.
Yeah, Menegwo is a chimera, but he's specifically a Guru chimera. He is all of the tribes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I just wanted to check because sometimes those spirits will interact at high levels and fuck everything up.
Right. Everybody who's watching, you all can see how the grass has gotten sort of geometric and fractal throughout the bond of the cairn and the interior itself. And then you just see this weird ripple spread out from where Hakao is standing. And the grass suddenly magnifies, tripling, quadrupling in thickness and length suddenly for a brief moment as this blast of air whips out from where he's standing. Sal, you're on the outside, still ripping these webs apart. And as you turn back to sort of look and try and get an idea of where you should start next, because you kind of shredded this one section in front of you, and you know it's going to grow back, but hey, every little bit helps. You suddenly see something whip straight through the barricade, the webbing around it literally shriveling and sizzling and almost sublimating into a gas that just vanishes into the air and slowly begins encroaching back, but something just ripped a hole probably about 20 feet in diameter through this stuff like it was nothing.
You're muted.
Yep, can't hear you.
Huh?
I understand saying yup in response to his muted, am I muted, probably doesn't help, but...
Anything now?
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Still
Yeah, no,
dealing
it's all
with
good.
this stupid computer that I have on a temporary basis. Anyway, I was saying, is it directional?
Yeah, it came from the outside and it
Okay.
went right towards the cairn.
All right. Then over the totem link, incoming, something headed your way. Ripped up the weaver grass. Couldn't see it.
And Hekau, standing in front of you, is this weirdly swirling spirit essence, almost vaguely elemental near the base, as debris and air form this vortex, and then stretching up out of it is this twisted sort of wooden structure and 3 appendages kind of extruding out, various numbers of finger-like joints towards the end, and 3 single glowing orbs of fire that are just sort of orbiting each other in a weird kind of tetrahedral manner as the fibers of the wood expand out towards what might be considered the head part. And it just looks down at you.
Does it seem hostile?
Seems neutral.
All right, good. That's a good place to start from.
Yeah, Ingvar, I think you're about up.
I will look over towards Ingvar and sort of motion a hand.
And over the pack link, that's I think the guest.
She finishes the last marks, which are the jaws of Fenris on the outline of her jaws. As she finishes those last marks, she stands up, stalks over.
So Jack, the player wasn't here when this ritual began last time, but Hekau was. How did Looking Glass start the conversation?
He just started a conversation, basically introduced himself, said what he was here for, and then the bargaining started.
Cool. Just wanted to make sure there wasn't a special ritual typed starting thing that I needed to do.
Yep.
Greetings.
Sal was headed back, by the way, as soon as he saw that thing go by.
No problem.
I am Hekau. of Owl's Brood. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, you are. How long has it been?
Does that question seem to be an indication of something I should know? Like, how long has
Give
it
me
been?
a wits and empathy, difficulty 8.
Is this the same spirit?
It definitely does not look like the same spirit.
That doesn't mean anything.
But that's a wild spirit, so that
But it's a
means
wild
anything.
spirit of chaos, so fuck if you know.
And the diff. One success.
It seems to be looking at your injuries.
Oh.
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 Oh no.
I see. Hang on. How old am I now? Looking at my bio. I'm probably in my mid-20s, so it would have been my rite of passage, which would have been when I was 6-ish. So we'll say roughly a decade.
Why do you call?
I wish to enter into a pact with you, craft a weapon that might deal a lasting blow to a weaver threat that exists in this area. An entity known as or calling itself the regional administrator, threatens to homogenize and seal away this area of the Umbra and the Real into a placid and smooth piece of order, which threatens both my kind and the spirits in the area. We wish to stop it, with your aid, if possible.
For how long?
For the duration that this weapon, and I'll present the web cutter format, the sword. For the duration that this weapon holds its form.
Who bears it?
I'll indicate to Ingvar. I am not physically capable of the ritual combat or of wielding it as it deserves. Instead, I'd name a champion, Ingvar Ulfsdottir of the Get.
Ingvar steps forward. I am Ingvar Freyja Ulfsdottir, Modi of the Get of Fenris, blood of the Iron Wolf, and I will stand for this challenge.
Give me an appearance and expression. You can add your pure breed dots.
Yeah.
Difficulty 6.
Does the alluring specialty apply? I don't know.
Not to a wild spirit of chaos, but
I didn't think so. Let's see. Appearance, expression, difficulty what?
6.
Difficulty 6, bonus dice 5. I have a success. Wait, did it? Oh, it didn't read my appearance. That's weird. Because I'm in Krynos.
Yeah, because you're in Krynos form.
Krynos is Krynos' appearance 0. Yep. All right.
That's
one
weird,
success.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Success is still a success. You're good. Kind of twists its anterior appendage to sort of those 3 orbiting balls of fire suddenly form a line directly across as it bends closer. You can feel the heat radiating off this thing. It draws one of those twig-like fingers down the bridge of your muzzle. Strong one of iron. and then slowly swivels to face Hekau. 3 battles, and then the blade will break.
I'll nod. That is agreeable.
3 battles, only borne by this one's hand.
Not again. That is the intent.
Young Iron, if we do not fight 3 battles, by the time you die, your last breath breaks this blade.
We do not fight 3 battles by the time I die, then I will have died in the first.
Both of you give me a charisma and expression roll, difficulty 6.
Do I get to add my pure breed?
Yes, pure breed and any other social benefits apply.
Would my spirit heritage apply at all?
How many dots in spirit heritage do you have?
I have 1.
1? Yeah, I'll let you add that one.
Yeah, 3 successes.
Charisma.
3 successes.
Charisma what again?
Expression.
Charisma, expression. Difficulty what?
6.
6. 1. Four successes.
The spirit kind of retreats into itself slightly. And then the orbs of fire form an inverted triangle, with the top 2 flaring a little brighter than the center one, which kind of narrows into a much more concentrated beam of, or knot of light. I return at dawn to test you. And then there's another blast of wind and it's gone.
We'll look over at Ingvar. I will hand the blade to Ingvar. This is not for the fight, but for your keeping.
Should I not use it for the fight?
No.
Just feeling it, Ingvar, you're like, yeah, this thing would probably, that wouldn't work. Yeah.
That's what I have a fang dagger for.
Yeah. Use your fang dagger until you have the better sword.
Sal comes running back at this point. It's like, what'd I miss?
Nothing.
All right, good. Let's get summoning.
Yep.
Conversation. It came. They're gonna fight in the morning.
Okay, no problems.
Mm-mm.
What are we doing in the morning?
Keeping guard. So history doesn't repeat itself.
Look at
Maybe some of us ought to stay on this side overnight.
Jack.
Yes.
Question, because I still have to actually perform the binding ritual tomorrow, assuming Ingvar is successful. Would I be able to regain some gnosis if I spent the night here instead of in the real?
You could meditate here, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Would that count against my meditations per week if I was meditating here?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Difficulty goes down by 1, though.
I'm staying here.
Okay.
Because I need gnosis.
Ingvar's going to rest here as well, just sort of waiting for the appropriate moment for the fight.
Okay.
Sal will, unless ordered otherwise, will stick around on this side too.
No, if the primary 2 players are staying on this side, I would rather we all stay on this side for the previous not splitting up reason.
Would you like to check in with Anya?
Yeah.
Go touch base with Anya.
Yep. How's it going?
All of the cairns are facing extensive things. Really soft, like 4 or 5 things. Oh, sorry. Specifically, I have 2 members of the Three Sisters pack on the way to reinforce you. There's a lot of work to be done out here. Do you need me?
No, you are good there. We're staying over here for the night.
I will try and join you at some point, but I think I am perhaps better utilized as an operator, at least until dawn is approaching.
You absolutely are, especially if we've got people coming to provide additional help.
I will name those 2 people if I know
Okay.
who they are.
So you've got Kim Carlson and someone who is called First Shadowcast.
First Shadowcast and Kim Carlson should be arriving when they can get here. The traffic is presenting difficulties to coordination.
Yeah, that's fine. That'll be a thing. Yeah, no, if plus it's just gonna be good to have somebody, a set of eyes over on that side anyways.
Yeah,
We
not for
will
nothing.
Yeah.
Not for nothing. I think it's a good idea to have at least part of the pack back home there. So just so we don't get surprised. Like I was saying, we don't want to get surprised on this side. We don't want to be surprised stepping back home neither.
I mean, you're not wrong, but by that same token, we're not the only people that live here. But yes.
Yeah, but we don't got a direct brain link to anybody else.
No, we don't.
Anya, do you tell them anything about Katya or no?
Anything else?
That'll be a no.
You're in the middle of a fucking ritual.
Oh, yeah, no.
Anya will take the punishment for not having reported immediately later.
But it's
unless
about an hour.
actually, Jack, is that like given that it's something we have handed off, is it like a serious issue from Anya's?
There's not like a no. Anya wouldn't consider that like a litany breach or a dereliction of duty or anything like that. No, it was just something that happened.
I could get in trouble, but not that much trouble.
Not that much trouble, right?
Yeah. Okay. Then, yeah.
Worst case scenario, somebody's a little pissed that they didn't find out until they got back on this side of the gauntlet, kind of thing.
That's fair. Yeah.
I feel like Banamadra would be inappropriate for this particular fight, so it's going to stay off to the side.
All right.
So anything else?
Anything comes up, just let me know. Let us know.
Is there anything you need secured given that the group of you are staying over there?
I mean, however many of us, 1, 2, 3, 6 fairly able-bodied guru in the middle of a cairn can't handle themselves. I don't mean to sound like a dick, but there's not much you can do to help. Yeah.
Understood. Yeah.
Ingvar looks over at Dakota.
And I'm just trying to be like an extra phone operator and all of that because Anya's actually pretty good at that.
Yeah. So after about a half hour or so, Kim and First Shadow show up. They contact with you and then start networking with Juniper to figure out what most needs doing. Kim is initially tasked to go off and handle something in one of the other apartments. First Shadow just starts pacing and keeping up a perimeter check, while apparently the rest of Vincent's pack are busy dealing with, people that have silver weapons for some reason.
Brainwashed kinfolk. Ingvar looks over at Dakota. I have made the marks of my tribe and my history. She says, but she sort of like looks over her shoulder at her back where she can't reach. There is still canvas if you wish to make your mark for this pack.
Oh. Sorry. Okay.
Dakota will. Was it you? She was offering her back,
Yeah.
or okay. Dakota will make her mark.
What do you mark on Ingvar's back?
She's gonna mark a tree with branches going out.
He was here.
Kick me sign.
Oh God! Carve a kick me sign into someone's back.
That's the worst.
Sorry.
There's jars of ink to be used, but yeah.
I'm going to.
Go ahead.
I'm going to go lean against the cairn heart. Left side leaning against the cairn heart, and I'm just going to connect with Manegwo and meditate until I pass out, basically.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. Let's see. This is the second time this week that you've.
Yeah.
Okay, so it'll be Wits and Enigmas difficulty 8.
Second time, but I'm on the Umbra.
Yep.
Does cool-headed apply for meditating? Actually, no. I have the meditation enigmas. I have the meditation specialization
Right.
for enigmas.
Yeah, you
so
took
I got that.
meditation for Enigmas so that you could have that specialty.
Quintuple botch.
2 successes.
All right. So you can spend 2 hours and get 2 gnosis
That's much better.
before you fall asleep.
What is Alex doing?
Alex is just patrolling. She's
Okay.
kind of pacing around.
I think unless she's no, I think even if she's actively avoiding it, Sal will do his best to kind of fall into pace beside Alex as she's patrolling.
Yeah. Hey.
So, how's it going for real?
Well, shit went down.
Yeah, I heard. That's some fucking shit.
Yeah, but I don't know. People got things handled. Juniper's talking to people. We're doing this. It's going. It's going.
It is gonna go. It's gonna be fine. I mean, it ain't your fault, that somebody jumped out of nowhere on you, and you guys ate them up real good. So that's handled. But I mean, at some point you were gonna cut yourself. You were gonna cut yourself while shaving your legs, or you were gonna fall.
Would not count. Did you not pay attention?
Yeah, it's got to be in a. It's got to be in a battle.
It's not a battle with my leg hairs, man.
Look, I don't know. I got a grandma that. Look, anyway. And he trails off and then looks sidelong at Alex and says, "Look, it was gonna happen eventually anyway."
Yeah. I was just like sooner that
Well,
didn't expect it right then, and it's just a surprise.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it was always going to be a surprise, but it's done. It's while we're all here. We're all ready to take it on.
Yep.
It's going to be good, all right?
Yep. Can you not do that again when you wander into the Umbra without me?
All right. Next time you're going to come with me?
Can't make promises, but
All right.
it's like you left for New York again. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been wanting to talk to you about that.
Okay.
You know how you're not grounded no more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when we get all this shit sorted out, I was kind of thinking maybe you come back. Maybe you can meet Maddie, my little brother.
I have an appointment with my mentors out in the desert too. You know that?
Yeah, but that's like a whole study abroad or study with some broads, one of the two.
Wouldn't put it that way to their faces, but okay, yeah.
But before, maybe before, just like a long weekend. I mean, you ain't never been on a plane before, right?
No.
Well, come on.
Guru on a Plane sounds like the best and worst Samuel L. Jackson film ever.
Trust
Yeah.
me, cramming a barely keeping it together rage monster with the capacity to turn into an actual machine of war into a pressurized metal tube at 30,000 feet with some of the worst people you will ever meet in your life. Yes, I've been on planes before. You're all the worst. It's just a recipe for hijinks and comedy.
Oh yeah.
What's the quote from Incredible Hulk?
Yes.
For why they don't take the subway?
That sounds real nice, so maybe. Yeah.
Just
I'd like it.
real quick, and we'll just fly there, fly back,
Yeah. Yeah, man.
and then when you get back from your ghost college, I don't know what the fuck are we calling it, Spectre school. Anyway, you
That's
come back,
creative.
and I don't know, maybe we take a road trip or something. I bet you Dakota'd like to see some other parts of the country.
Oh yeah. She would.
Ingvar's all about fucking snow, apparently. I don't know. She likes to go hiking in
We
it.
could go
Maybe all of us.
skiing.
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm
always wanted
thinking.
to try skiing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of thing, because you can get out and you can be in the snow, but if you don't want to be, you go back down to the lodge, get something hot to drink.
Yep.
All right. So
No plans.
yeah, trip to New York. We gotta take the whole fucking pack. We're all gonna go skiing.
I support this so much.
If you enjoyed Guru on a Plane, you'll definitely enjoy Downhill Guru.
Also, that is such a direct to DVD between seasons anime special.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Hell
yes.
yeah. All right.
And then, sort of with that exhausted, Sal points up to one of the closest walls and says, "I'll race you to the top there."
Yeah. Nope. You're gonna lose.
All right,
I'm
ready?
so excited for them to hurt themselves before the big fight.
Okay.
Dexterity and
It's okay.
athletics.
They're not in the big fight. It's fine.
On three. Ready? One,
That's
two,
what
three,
you
go.
think.
Dexterity and athletics, difficulty 6, both of you.
Dexterity athletics.
Yep.
John, haven't you seen anything ever that is an ensemble piece where a ritual needs to be done in the center?
Is it?
Yes.
It's never
six,
just
you
the
said, right?
fight.
Difficulty 6.
Yeah.
There's always a fight on the outside too.
I mean, yeah, but still.
God damn it.
Sal is going to not go as fast as he can, and is
Oh
going
no!
to
No!
try
No! 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 You do not do that to me, man! No!
I guess
I
the
roll-
question is, does Alex notice?
Yeah, should I roll deception?
Yep, you can roll
Okay.
manipulation, deception,
okay,
difficulty
fair
6,
enough.
wits and empathy, difficulty 6.
As the pack continues to lie to Alex.
I'm sorry.
This has nothing to do with lying to Alex. This is just a big brother thing for Sal.
I mean, Cal also didn't directly lie to Alex, but still.
I just want you to botch so bad.
What am I rolling? A manipulation and what?
Manipulation, subterfuge.
Subterfuge.
Difficulty
Was
6.
this? No, it was Ingvar and Sal that went to see Dakota when she was upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not
Sal
the
was the
exact
one who
same
was-
group of people slightly messing up the trying to make
It should
people
be
feel
said
bad.
for the record, this is why it's called subterfuge and not lying.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just
Subterfuge
fun.
covers many things.
It's just funnier to say lie.
Oh, beautiful. All right, I
Sal
don't
sells
say
it
any of that then.
perfectly. Yep.
Ha!
Oh, son of a! All right, but
Beat it, old
seriously.
man.
All right. But seriously, I'm gonna beat your ass when we go skiing. Seriously, I'm gonna leave so much snow in your face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can try.
All right.
All of you get, I think, 3 rage due to the phase of the moon
Woohoo.
when you first see it.
I'm already full, so
Good for you.
I will.
Hickow, full of rage.
While meditating and resting, I will spend my willpower to activate lightning reflexes for the day.
Okay.
Because it lasts a day after you activate it.
Right.
So.
Yep.
We all get 1 willpower back for sleeping.
You all get 1 willpower back for sleeping.
Yeah, given my feat, can I choose to forego the willpower and stay awake?
Yep, absolutely.
Cool.
Would I have gotten one? I know I wasn't here last week, but would I have gotten one last week when Sal slept? Presumably?
There was
okay.
yeah, there was a rest last week as well.
What do you
Last
mean
week,
when
so-
Sal slept?
Well, when he wasn't doing finger guns at shields.
He just did that solid for 2 days straight.
I'm on so much fucking cocaine.
You just suddenly wake up on day 3 going, what the fuck have I been doing?
I mean, so Jack,
Why am I-
order
About
operations up
around
to you.
dawn.
Do I get that willpower back after I spend it, or do I spend it after I would get it back? Because I'm technically full.
You would spend it for a 24-hour period, and then you would get it back after you rest.
Okay.
So yeah, you'll be starting the day with lightning reflexes activated and full willpower. Yeah. No, you just focus really hard and put yourself super on edge. It's great.
So
Just become Snowflame.
Aw.
looking at Sal.
And
best one off
Everybody-
Comic Con.
everybody who's resting on this side of the gauntlet is jarred awake if you weren't already planning to be awake prior to dawn.
Oh no, I
We're
definitely.
We're done.
prior to dawn.
Aaron, yeah, go ahead.
Sometime a little bit before dawn, Anya would. How are things going in terms of the overall defense and the coordination thereof?
As far as you can tell, nothing too overt is happening this side of the gauntlet. The city is sort of feeling the brunt of the influence, but there's no enacted assault from like Men in Black or anything like that that has been reported. Most of the problem is happening in the Umbra. With the webs, there's news of a couple skirmishes with some spider and weaver spirits, but for the most part, it's trying to keep the barricades as low as possible because nobody wants to find out what happens when a cairn gets entirely ensconced.
All right, so
Yeah.
over the mental link, slightly before dawn, we are continuing to coordinate defenses and hold things off. Let me know if you will need me for the ritual.
I believe
Not
we're-
necessarily expecting an immediate response, but assuming someone's up and someone will.
Aiden's
Sleeping.
probably not sleeping much, if any. He'll get up. I think we're fine. I will tell you if we need you in an emergency situation, or Hikau says, "Hey, where's Anya?" But I feel like he would have said something by now.
I would have.
All right. General
Mikhail, you're able to-
affirmation comes back through. If you pick up on it, it's definitely a distracted, check mark.
That is fair.
Nice.
There's an image of like a finger hitting a snooze button sent over the mental link.
So, Hikaud would have gotten up several hours before dawn, in order to apply a little bit of ink to his Krynos form. Not nearly to the extent that Ingvar has.
Sure.
But making a matching Eye of Horus on my good eye, and painting the symbol of the Silent Striders on my forearms and hands, and then a few other Egyptian symbols just on my arms to prepare for the fetish crafting rite.
Okay.
And then after that is done, we'll basically be sitting down in a meditative pose at the spot where the summoning circle was made, because that's where the spirit will reappear, and preparing for the ritual combat that Ingvar will be doing. So anything that needs to be set out, or candles lit or whatever needs to happen prior to the combat is prepared.
Okay.
Ingvar's up relatively early as well and is going through her motions, practicing with her fang dagger.
All right.
I put on my sunglasses slowly and coolly. That's it.
Deal with it.
Okay.
Ready, Dakota?
Yeah. Adjusting the scarf in her hair. Let's do this.
And as you guys are all sort of just waiting, suddenly, once again, not centered around Hikaud this time, but over the cairn heart itself, there's this blast of wind, and the spirit manifests, slowly drifts down to the ground. I am here to see who you are.
We'll wave Ingvar forward.
Or holds the fang dagger in a ritual salute and stands at ready.
Beckons to you, and go ahead and roll some initiative. After I clear what we have currently, apparently. There we go.
So where's my token?
I assume the rest of us are keeping an eye out,
Jack,
not watching the combat. But
Jack,
Right.
assuming that the combat is taking place in the area I set aside,
Yep.
I will be standing on the edge of that area, arms crossed, watching.
Okay. All right. So the spirit gets first strike.
And I assume we'll have the. We'll have set the blade down by me, so it's ready for when we need to craft. Assuming Ingvar's plans.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. And it is going to start with a charm. You see all three of those arms sort of loom up over top, and then they just make a striking gesture in unison, kind of at a descending diagonal. It's still about 5 feet away from you when it does this, Ingvar. And your fang dagger melts into acid. Dribbles through your claws. Go ahead and soak 2 lethal. As the liquid just cascades over your forearm and sizzles into the ground.
I soak it.
All right. You don't take any damage. You are able to shake off the liquid as much as possible, but your fang dagger is gone.
Well, calls it is.
Your turn.
she will.
It's okay. You've got 10 daggers, one on each finger.
Yeah. She'll rush forward and just drive claws towards chest, and just she's going to drive towards the chest and just yell down, and she's going to spend the willpower to apply falling touch to this first claw attack.
Okay, let's see.
It doesn't work because the spirit has no corporeal form with which to fall down.
I mean, if my claws can hit it, it's being at least partially
No,
corporeal.
I know. I'm just.
Let me look at falling touch, because my old.
Basically, I roll willpower, difficulty of the opponent's stamina, athletics. Any success sends them to the ground. If I want to do it while making an attack with it, I have to spend a willpower or a rage.
Gotcha.
The attack
Are you
is like
spending
full damage
willpower
each
or
time.
rage for this one?
I can't spend both willpower and rage in a round, can I?
No, you can't.
Okay, so then I'll spend a rage.
Okay.
Right. So I'll spend a rage.
Willpower difficulty, or
First I have to hit. So I definitely hit.
You definitely hit.
And then willpower, what's the difficulty?
You said it's difficulty of their dexterity and athletics?
Stamina athletics.
Stamina athletics. Difficulty is 8.
I love Arun attacks. 8 successes.
I have 2 successes. So
All
any
right.
one success you have to knock prone.
Yep. You knock it down on the ground.
So first damage with 7 extra successes.
9
damage.
9 damage. It soaks 3 of that.
And then spending another rage for a second attack, I will go for the throat with a bite.
Okay.
Only 3 successes.
Still, that's a hit.
1, 2, 3, 4. I only have 5 rage, so I can't spend another one this round. 2 extra successes. 5 damage.
Okay. And soak the aggravated. It only takes 1 of those.
I don't suppose there was a benefit there for knocking it prone in terms of biting at it, but
unfortunately, no. It's pretty much still up and kicking, which is actually what you feel. 2 arms just latch around your midsection as it bodily stands up and lifts you over its head and then slams you back down into the ground as hard as it can. All right. Do and all right. Oh, you are able to catch it coming down though. Yep. Not a botch, but just a failure.
Yeah.
So it lifts you up and then throws you back down, and you are able to just hook a claw on the outside, and you just land on your feet right next to it.
And she'll like just sort of staring at it as she lands. My will is iron, and she will strike with both claws, spending 2 rage for 3 attacks, 2 claws and a bite. 3 successes, 5 successes, 5 successes.
Nice.
So the first claw.
You guys are seeing Ingvar off the chain for the first time in a little while.
4 damage on the first claw.
He takes 3 of it.
5 damage on the second claw.
Takes 3 of that, so that's 6 total.
And 6 damage on the bite.
2 of that, so 8 suffered complete.
While watching the fight, can I tell how sturdy the spirit is at this point?
You can give me a perception and occult difficulty 9.
Because I'm sort of sensing it, does my one-eyed penalty apply?
Not in this case. No, this is more of a spiritual analysis and determination.
That's perception occult, you said?
Yep, perception and occult. And it is going to spend a rage to employ the gift. Oh, damn. Okay.
3 successes.
It's looking a little like you'd say it's sustained some significant damage, like not debilitated or anything. It's by no means on its last gasp or anything. But then you watch it just reach out towards Ingvar and draw a single vertical line in the air. And then it splits, and there are now 2 of them. And each one of them is going to make an attack against Ingvar. Two successes on it as the first one attacks. You take 2 aggravated or lethal damage. Sorry.
I soak 2 lethal damage.
Excellent. And 4 lethal damage on the second one.
I soak all of it.
Damn. Right, yeah. So yeah, 2 strong attacks come in. And then it melds back together and is looking much stronger than it was previously.
Well, I have 1 more round of just pounding at it, so I'm going to spend my last rage for 2 attacks.
All right.
Let's go with Claw and Bite. 4 successes on the Claw, 4 successes on the Bite.
Nicely done.
6 damage Claw.
Doesn't soak
6
any
damage
of that.
Bite.
Doesn't soak any of that.
12
Nice.
damage. Eat it.
12. Awesome. It turns, makes a circular gesture. And Ingvar, suddenly you are buried up to your neck in the ground.
Okay.
You guys didn't see, the ground did not reach up and grab. There's no disturbing of the soil or anything. Literally just Ingvar has been buried, but the grass is still completely intact, as if Ingvar had been there for, 3 or 4 weeks while this stuff just grew around them. And it just kind of twists a little bit and looks down at you. Break reality is the best charm.
I mean, burst my way out of the ground, I guess.
Okay. Strength and athletics. Difficulty 7.
Does my strength reserve specialty apply?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Difficulty 7. 2 successes.
Yeah, you're able to heave yourself up, dragging yourself out, and you're prone, but you're out of the dirt.
I don't have enough time left in my turn to stand up.
You could use the rest of your movement to stand up if you wanted. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll stand up.
Okay. And it's going to spend a rage and strike out at you twice. 3 successes. So you will be taking 3 lethal.
I soak it.
All
I'm
right.
going to
5
abort to a defensive
successes.
action to parry that.
Okay.
Ha!
Nice. Even split. Yep. And then the last one comes down and you just bring your hand up and catch it.
Which is my turn, so I guess to go again.
Yep. Mm-hmm. All right. Just barely hits. So 2. And then, yep. It's striking out at you, but you're getting the idea that this thing's power is not physically based.
Yeah.
But it's choosing to meet you on your own level for whatever reason. All right, your turn.
Well, I've got it. Well, I've got its claw caught in my own. I sort of I pull, trying to draw it to me, and just reach in for a bite.
Okay.
Because I'm down to one attack around. Might as well go for the easier one to hit with. 6 successes.
Okay.
For 6 damage.
6 damage. All right. Where does that put it? Where's your soak? There you go. Soak's half of that. And now, Hekau, as you're watching this, unless it has some sort of regenerative capacity, it's getting close.
Do I know if this has to be a fight to the finish, or if the spirit will pull off at a certain point?
You are fairly certain that this is a finish fight.
Okay, so when the spirit goes down, it's when I will bind it, I'm assuming?
Yep.
Okay.
It's going to make 2 more attacks. Possibly its last 2. Soak 4.
And a miss.
And a miss.
I soak 2 of that. So
All right. 2. So you'd suffer 2 health levels of lethal.
Is that the first damage Ingvar has done?
That is the very first damage I've taken.
That is the very first damage that Ingvar has taken. Yeah. Yep. No, Ingvar has been a brick wall.
Ingvar's a fucking badass.
Our runes are so much fun to play in combat.
All right. So you can make your regeneration roll at the beginning of your turn if you want to.
Great stamina.
Yep. Stamina difficulty 8.
That does not care about
wound penalties or anything now.
So let's quickly make just a straight. Where's my regen? I've lost my regen roll. Well, make a new one. Straight stamina. The modifier, well, 1 point modifier, difficulty 8. I do not regen. I don't. I think I actually botched that. Yep, can't regen.
Yep, you technically botched that one. Yep. All right. So you're not regenning this round, but it is your turn.
Well, hopefully let's finish this where I don't need to regen. Bite. 3 successes.
3. All right.
4 damage.
4 damage. You reach in and you just sink your fangs into this thing and pull back. And at that point, all of a sudden, there's a cracking sound, and those 3 limbs that have been swirling around and clawing at you suddenly start to snap into a formation close into its physiology. And those 3 orbs of fire blend together into one just pulsing, burning center. And the energy of this chaos spirit shifts slightly, begins to compress and narrow, and just starts drifting straight towards Hekau.
I will begin the rite. I have to roll a wits plus rituals roll, difficulty 10. Each point of permanent gnosis that I spend reduces the difficulty by 2. I am permanently reducing my gnosis by 2, taking me down to 4 gnosis from 6, which will reduce it to difficulty 6. Can I spend a willpower on this?
Yep.
All right.
And we can't help with this, right?
Nope.
We can't give you willpower, or gnosis.
This is all me.
Ingvar looks around. Is her fang dagger anywhere within sight, or is it just gone?
Go ahead and make a perception alertness difficulty 7.
A success.
You see it sitting in the grass just off to one side, Also, the hole that you clawed yourself out of is no longer extant anywhere.
So 2 successes. 1 was all I needed. So as the energy comes towards Hekau, he'll kneel down, grab the blade, stab it into the grass in front of him, and then go through the sort of ritual mutterings and hand motions, and will sort of reach out and sort of grab the air and just yank the spirit into the blade.
Okay. And with that, go ahead and roll me a Wits and Occult. Difficulty 6.
Three successes.
There's a moat of trailing energy that you sort of reflexively just seize as the spirit binds with the blade. And that's where we're going to end for this week.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.